Here we go. So this is the deck that I'm playing today. It is blue or white, blue, green, Planeswalker, which is fine. I've actually been playing this deck a lot. I built this deck 2 sets ago before Phyrexian. Yeah, because I had Elspeth. So just to name off what we have in this deck for our 1-drops is considered just for some draw effect. We have in our 2-drops we have 4 Fateful Absence, 4 Spirited Companion, 4 Armored Scrapegorger, 2 Rin the Realmbreaker. Actually, I'm going to move some cards around that need to be moved. 4-drop. Okay, that's better. So, sorry about that. So we have 2 Rin. I'm just going to do this all over again. We have 1 Consider. We have 2 Considers in this deck. We have 4 Fateful Absence, 4 Spirited Companion, and 4 Armored Scrapegorger. We have 2 Ren and Realmbreaker. We have 4 Broker's Ascendancy. And we have 2 J.O.A.T the Perfect Mind. And we have it in our 3-drop just because usually I get it on my 3-drop. Even though I have to pay my 2 health for it. And then we have 2 Steel Seraph, because it's just such a strong card. And our usually we have it, as the prototype, so it's a 3-drop. And then we have 2 Depopulate, 2 Sarah Paragon, 2 Wandering Emperor, 1 Tamio the Completed Stage, and a 4-drop because, like I said, I would try to get everything out early just because I have so much later that I have to spend my mana on. And then we have 1 Elspeth Resplendent, 1 Urza Assembles the Titans, 1 Jin Gitskis, and then 1 Teferi Temporal Pilgrim, and then 1 Nissa Ascended Animist. And as far as our lands go, for the special lands we have one Yanjo, 1 Otora, and 1 Boziju who endures. And then for double lands we have 2 Deserted Beach, 4 Overgrown Farmland, 2 Dreamroot Cascade, and then 2 Spara's Headquarters. And then the rest are just basic lands, so 5 plains, 3 islands, 3 forests. Basically, the whole idea is to get all of my, planeswalkers out and just keep, just slow them down until I get there. I create a lot of, having the Spirited Companion out, the different ways that they create tokens, the Wandering Empire creates a token, Teferi creates a token, Nissa creates a token, and then Sarah, Spirited Companion, Armor, Scrapegoer are my only 3. Oh, and then still Sarah for my only 4 creatures. But they become extremely powerful because if you get 2 of these out, if you get one of these out really early and they don't nuke it, then the Spirited Companion can easily become a 3/3 with, or becomes a 1/1, then 3/3. Usually, it becomes a 3/3, kind of right off the bat. Because usually, no one wants to spend a card to destroy it, or the mana. And so we're going to go right into it. I've been playing this deck a lot, which I will be honest about. It's a lot of fun. I feel like there's better cards that I could put in here. It might be a good idea to do some counters and stuff like that, or do the green hexproof and indestructible, just because it'd be nice to have that, as a shield when it comes to my, because it's a permanent, so you could hexproof one of your planeswalkers, but it's kind of hard to try to do that. So opponent goes first. I'm going to keep all 7 cards. I have 1 plains, 2 islands, Fateful Absence, Jace, Brokers, Nissa, and then Steel Seraph. So I'm going to play my plains. They played a Razor Verge Thicket. It's their turn. They played a Search Chrome Coast, so it's a blue, white, and green. And they played Thrumming Bird. So basically, when it deals combat damage to a player, proliferate. And so I'm playing Island. I have Fateful Absence, but I'm not going to cast it. They played a Forest. They played Warren.
Be swift. We haven't much time.
And then they didn't activate its ability, so I'm going to attack. Or Fateful Absence. They're Warren. Hummingbird proliferates, but doesn't have anything to do that with, so I'm going to Jace the Perfect Mind as completed, and I'm going to plus and put a -3 on the Thrumming Bird just so that he can't proliferate, because I think that's what he wants to do. I feel like this is also a Planeswalker deck. Alright, this time I'm going to -2 Jace. They're going to mill 3 cards. Oh. I was hoping to get a land, but that didn't happen. They played a Wandering Empire on my turn, and they -2 her for Samurai. As the top of their turn, they're playing Teferi. So we are playing a similar deck.
For the sake of the future, I will defend the past.
Which
Nice to see
Thrumming
a
Bird
familiar
might be a good card to play.
May your blades
So they currently are a lot scarier than I am. So yeah, that Thrumming Bird is a really good card for this type of deck. I'm going to depopulate. And then that's going to be all my mana, so it's going to be the top of their turn. So I have 16 health, they have 20. They played a Broker's Ascendancy. Is that how you say it?
knowledge.
Yeah.
is meant to
And they used Teferi's ability to create a 2/2 Spirit, and the Wandering Empire to create a 2/2 Samurai. And then Broker Ascendancy is going to trigger. Alright, so they're at the top of my turn. I'm going to... No, I'm not going to do that. This isn't good because I'm not getting any land, so I'm having a hard time trying to keep up. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to Jace the Perfect Mind. Completed cost. So it'll be 3. Yeah, I'm going to do the completed cost because... I should have just done. I should have just done the regular cost. He's gonna die, and so I'm going to make him mill. Okay, that works. I got a land, so that's what I was looking for. So I -2 Jace. They milled 3. They milled a Jace and a Archangel and Armored Scrape Gorger. So I drew a Ianjo Sea of the Empire, and so I played it as a land, so I have 5 lands. And then I played my Armored Scrape Gorger.
let your blade do the talking.
And then they played a
Nobody
Bloated
knows the past
Contaminator.
better than me.
Okay, and then they -2 the Wandering Empire, -2 Teferi, and so they created 2 tokens, a Spirit and a Samurai. He's swinging with 2 creatures into my Jace. I'm not going to block that because it'd be a waste, and he would die either way.
Retreat is the sensible action.
And so they all get a token. I'm going to Bozuju, who endures his Broker's Ascendancy. He gets to search for a land. And I'm going to go next. I'm not going to do anything. No attacks. End turn. I have a Wandering Empire. What I'm going to do is basically when he swings, I'm going to tap my Armored Scrape Gorger and use my 3 mana I have left to Wandering Empire. And I assume he's going to swing with his bloated Contaminator. And so I'm going to I'm going to -2 the Wandering Empire to get rid of that. And so I don't know if I'll even survive it though. But I'm going to block something. I'm going to block the 8/8. So I'm going to block the 8/8 with my Armor Escape Gorger. I'm going to, and then when it goes to damage. Okay, so we're on the first part of first strike. And then his opponent's turn, so he's still in the first half of first strike. I'm going to Wandering Emperor. I'm going to get rid of their Broker's Ascendancy. Sorry. So his 8/8 is going to destroy my armored. I'm going to -2 the Wandering Empire to the bloated Contaminator, so he can't proliferate.
My judgment is fine.
And then I'm going to take 13 damage, which is a lot. It's a lot. Okay. Let's see. I don't think there's anything I do to save this. I need another, depopulate. So I'm gonna play Armored Scapegoater, Steel Seraph, and then -1 my Wandering Empire to get a Samurai, but that's not gonna do me any good because he has enough damage. He has lethal. I don't have enough blockers. It is what it is. But yeah, the Hummingbird or whatever, that's a solid card. We basically had very similar decks, so it wasn't his was definitely better because his was that proliferate. I had one card for that. I just didn't. I didn't see that Hummingbird. But I think that's a way better card to put in this type of deck. Because you also can give a counter to your Planeswalkers as well. And so having those proliferates are very strong. But, you live and you learn. I honestly didn't play too much with the proliferate when it first came out, so I didn't really think about it. All right, so opponent goes first. This is the next game. Plains, Overgrown Farmland is what I have, and then so I'll start with. I don't have a blue, so I can't start with Consider, but I will keep this. So I got Spirited Companion, Urza, Consider, Armored Scapegoater. I'm going to start with the Overgrown Farmland. I drew a Overgrown Farmland as well. So I have 3 mana in my hand. Now I have 4 because I just drew a Sparza's Headquarters. They played a Swamp and a Field of Ruin. That's their lands. I would actually like to play Sparza's Headquarters now, but I shouldn't. So I'll play a Plains and then played Spirited Companion. Okay, and then I drew a Dreamroot Cascade, so that'll be good for later. They played a Tainted Adversary. This might be a zombie deck. So they only play their Tainted Adversary, so they pass their turn. I'm gonna play a Dreamroot Cascade, and then I'm going to play another Spirited Companion, and I'll leave 1 mana open for my Consider next turn, or at their turn. I'm not going to attack. I'm going to end my turn. And it's kind of useless to have 1 mana open for this. You know, I should have just, you know, I could just do it. But as far as making sure that you keep up with, you know, doing your instance when you're supposed to, I didn't want to do that. So my Surveil was Spar's Headquarters. I have 1 in my hand. I'm actually going to put in the graveyard because it does slow you down, and I'm hoping to grab more lands. I have a land to play next turn. And I drew a Wurn the Realmbreaker, so we'll see what we can do here. I'm going to play I'm going to play Wurn the Realmbreaker. What do I want to... Actually, I'm going to play... No. What do I have? Okay, I'm going to play Broker's Ascendancy. Or Ascendancy. I'm not going to attack. I thought I was going to have a blue open for my Consider, but I won't, but it's okay. They played the Celestus. Basically, if it's either night or day becomes day, you tap it, add 1 of any color. Okay. They bushwhacked my Spirit Companion with their Tainted Adversary. Basically, the 2 creatures fight. Let's see. I might... So what I'm going to do... I'm going to play... Wurn the Realmbreaker. That's what I want to play, right? Yeah, we're going to play Wurn the Realmbreaker. And then I'm going to play Otora as a land. And I'm going to play my Armored Scapegoater just to have stuff on the board. And then I'm going to mill 3 cards. And I'm going to put a Sarah Paragon in my hand. So I'm -2 Wurn. I milled 3 cards. And put the Sarah Paragon in my hand. I'm not going to attack because his creature will kill mine. So Broken Ascendancy trigger. So Spirit Companion is up to 3 now. Armored Scapegoater is a 1/4, and Wurn is up to 3 on their loyalty. They have 4 lands open. They have a swamp, they have 2 swamps and 2 Fields of Ruin. And then I have 5 lands, and all of them I could tap for any mana because of Wurn. They tear asunder the Wurn.
So many screams.
Okay, so they kicked it. That's why they're able to get rid of my non-land permanent, which was the Planeswalkers. I'm actually going to Urza Assembles the Titans. Just because to get this to go is really... Ooh. Put this down here. Put this down here. So I first on the Urza Assemble the Titan, I scry for Nissa, Faithful are going to be my next 2 cards, and I put 2 forests on the bottom. I do want lands, but not necessarily right now. I'm going to reveal my Nissa to draw it, and then I'm going to play a Spar's Headquarters, and then I'm going to hit next. I'm actually going to swing my Spirited Companion just to see if he bites. Because I do need to get rid of that because Death Touch is brutal. And then I'm going to end my turn. I'm going to get a 2, 5. Oh, I won't be able to do manual value 6 or less. Okay, so I'll put the Tamiyo complete a sage with the Saga 2. So they played a Phyrexian Atlas. Basically as one of any color, and when it becomes tap, if I have poison counters, I lose 1 life. But I'm not quite too sure what their goal here is. I do feel like this deck can be competitive if you create the right sideboard for it. So they tapped Phyrexian Atlas, and then they're going to Bushwhack and search for a basic land. So apparently they're struggling on land. It's probably because they have 2 field ruins. But they have, I don't know. So they're ending their turn. I'm going to tap my Armor Escape Gorger to cast the Consider, and I'm going to draw the Fateful Absence, which is the next card in my deck, which is just to get, you know, cards. I'm not going to put in my graveyard because I want in my hand in case they pull out something crazy. I'm going to choose my Tamiyo to put on the battlefield for free. And then I'm going to play, see how much, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I have enough to play Nissa, Ascended Animist, without paying any completed costs. And so I'm going to create a XX Phyrexian Horror. So it's going to be an 8/8, and then I'm going to -2 to get my little doggy back. So I'm exile the doggy, and then when it comes to the battlefield, I draw a card. So I'm going to hit next. They're deciding if they have anything to play, which they have 3 mana open. 1 artifact is tasked for mana of any color, and then 2 fields ruined. I don't know what they could really play. Okay, so they're sacrificing and destroy target non-basic land and opponent controls. So they're destroying one of my my blue and my green, and then I'm going to look for basically do a forest, which I don't know. I feel like Spara Headquarters would have been better, but so I'm swing with Armor Escape Gorger, then exile his Terror Asunder. I mean, nothing has flashback, so I can't see him as a black and green being able to bring any like instance back. But it's okay. I end my turn. Broker's Ascendancy triggers, so they all get counters, and then both of my Planeswalker gets a counter. They played a Plains. They tap a colorless 2 green to cast Urza's Stylix. I'm going to destroy that. Unless they... Oh, okay, they're able to trigger it, so I can't. 6 lands. Choose 6 lands you control. Okay, so this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. And this one. Okay, everything's destroyed, which is a really great card to play at this moment. So I'm going to play my Sarah Paragon. And then I'm going to bring back the Broken Ascendancy. Broker's Ascendancy, sorry. My Sarah is a 4/5 now. They played a Swamp. They played Midnight Assassin. I'm going to Fateful Absence it. Because, let's see, they have one... Okay. They destroyed my Spara's headquarters. Island. So I want a forest. Yeah, I'm going to bring out a forest because I'm about to play plains. Okay, and then, let's see. I'm going to play my... here, let's see if there's something better. Actually, yeah, let's play the Spirit Companion from Sarah Paragon. So I draw a card. Going Faithful Absence, their Midnight Assassin. And then I'm going to play another Spirited Companion. They're going to sacrifice their clue, draw a card. They're tapped out. I got a Depopulate. Play my Armored Escape Forger. So I'm going to swing one with Sarah Paragon. Broker's Ascendancy triggers. Titan of the Industry. They're going to probably destroy my Broker's Ascendancy. So, which is, you know, it's... enchantments are strong now, so it's understandable. So they're going to get a 4/4 and destroy my enchantment. Top of my turn. Armored Escape Gorger. Scrape Gorger. Island for turn. Wandering Emperor would not be something to do at the moment. And I have a Depopulate, so I'm actually going to wait to swing because the Titan of Industry will destroy my Sarah Paragon. Rhino Warrior will be whatever, but I don't have enough for lethal anyway, so I have one Sarah Paragon, 2 Spirited Companion, they're 2/2 each, a Armored Escape Gorger that's 1/4, and then a basic Armored Escape Gorger. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 9 lands. They played a Tainted Adversary. They have 7 lands. Are they going to add counters to it? Okay, they added one. They did one of its second ability, which is the 2/1 black to give it a +1 and then create that many zombies with Decade, or play that times 2. So 2 zombies with Decade were created. So he has a Titan of Industry, Rhino Warrior, Tainted Adversary, Zombie, and they shouldn't have swung with the Titan of Industry, but they did. And so I'm going to Tamio, the Titan. I guess he didn't know, so you know. I'm going to tap my Armored Escape Gorger just to get rid of some of his, you know, thing. I got rid of the assassin thing that he had. And then I'm going to end my turn. I'm going to play another Sarah Paragon. And so I'm going to bring out both my... Actually... Yeah, I'm going to cycle... Oh, I can't cycle it. Okay. Oh, I can't do that. So I have 3 lands in my graveyard, but I can't play it because of, you know... Let's do this. So I'm going to +1 the Wandering Empire into my new Sarah Paragon just to spread out the counters, and then I'm going to swing with my Sarah Paragon. It's going to do 5 damage. They can't block it. And then I'm going to end my turn. They played a Haunted Mire. And then they played Tyrannex Rex. Can't be countered. Trample Ward Haze. Toxic 4. Good to know. Okay, resolve all. So the 2 zombies with decay. He's swinging with everything. 2 zombies with decayed, and then an 8/8 Tyrannex Rex. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to destroy. Oh, this is so I'm going to block the Tainted Adversary. I'm going to block. Actually, no, I'll block this. All right, so Armor Scapegoater is going to block the Rhino. 2 Spirit Companions are going to block the Tainted Adversary. Sarah Paragon's going to block a zombie, and then 5 damage for the Tyrannex is going to get through because of trample, and then 2 damage from a decayed zombie. So everything except my 2 Sarah Paragon's going to die. Oh, I should have switched the 2 skateboards. Oh, I should have tapped the 2. Whoops. Oh well, it's whatever. So I'm down to 21 health because I gained 2 health from them dying. So I'm going to bring back my Spirited Companion. And then I'm going to bring back my Armor's Skateboarder. And then I'm going to cast a Steel Seraph. And then I'm going to play Land for turn. And then, let's see, hold on. And then I'm going to create a 2/2 Samurai.
Guards, to me.
And I'm going to give my Sarah Paragon lifelink. Actually have lethal. So I'm going to do that. So 2 Paragon Sarahs swung for 9 total. Which gave me 5 back in health, but that Rex was pretty scary. I had to depopulate if I needed to, but I had too much on the board, you know, that I wanted to keep, and so I didn't. And but it was really weird. There wasn't a lot of cards that I was drawing that I needed, but he also got rid of a lot of good stuff. All right, but anyways, on to the next game. Spar's Headquarters, Overgrown Farmland is my opening hand. It's not the greatest because they both come in tapped at the beginning, and so, but I'm still going to keep it just because I feel like starting off with the Spar's Headquarters would be good. Yeah, I'll be a little bit slower, but it might be okay. But they play a Plains and then a Recruitment Officer. That's not super scary as far as that goes. They played a second Plains. They're swinging at my face. I'm going to play a Dreamroot Cascade. Like I said before, it comes in tap, so you know nothing's going to happen with that. So they're building up their soldiers. So it's a soldier deck. They have 3 soldiers so far. Recruitment Officer, Resolute Reinforcements, and just a regular soldier. So it's a 2/1, 1/1, and a 1/1. And we'll play Overgrown Farmland. I'm gonna play. I'll play Steel Seraph just because hopefully it creates a threat for them and they want to deal with it. That way they're not swinging my face for free. They played another Plains. They have 4 mana. They played a Yotarian Frontier, and then a Harbin Vanguard Aviator, and then a Recruitment Officer. And they didn't swing. So I scared them correctly. So it's my turn. I drew Armor Scapegoater. I'm going to play a Spirited Companion, just so I hopefully draw land. I did draw land. And then I'm going to play an Armored Scapegoater. And then I'm going to choose Vigilance on the Steel Seraph. Okay, so he's not going to want to block. So I swing 3 at his face. I put Vigilance on my Steel Seraph. When he attacks next turn, they're all going to get +1/+1 and flying, which I should have Fateful Absence him. But I didn't know what that card was. I thought it just a, you know, get +1 to something, you know. So they played a Steel, a Siege Veteran, and they're swinging with everything. So J.O.A.T frontliner triggers. It basically gives a +1/+1 to a creature you control when it attacks. And so they're all in the air. So I want mine to survive. So let's see, 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9. Oh, that's a lot of damage. 13. So 13 is going to get through. So I'm going to block the J.O.A.T frontliner, and then take a lot of damage. So I'm down to 3. They did 11 damage. I played another recruitment officer. I'll play a land for turn. I don't think I have enough to save this, even if I... Let's see if I do... So yeah, they have a big board. I'm going to play Armored Scapegourger, just to have another blocker. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into combat, give my Steel Seraph lifelink. I'm going to attack with it. He's not going to want to block, and so I'm going to gain 3 health. I lose a blocker, but Faithful Absence, I'm going to do that to the Harbin Vanguard next turn, because he's going to swing with everything. So he's going to unearth. So he's going to go into his combat. His Siege Veteran triggers. I'm pretty sure I have to do this before he declares attacker. So I'm going to go ahead and Fateful Absence his Vanguard. And then resolve. Pass. So he has he has 3 recruitment officers. One of them has a +1. 1 resolute reinforcements. 1 soldier, or 1, 2, 3 soldiers. Siege veteran and a J.O.A.T frontier. So we're going to block all the highest damage, and then I'm going to kill one of his recruitment officers, and then I'm going to choose 3 blockers. I don't know if that's enough for lethal. I don't think it is. I'm going to tap the Armored Scapegourger just to, you know, get rid of that thing. And then I'm going to pass. So he's going to do 1, I think 3. Okay, 4. I need to depopulate so bad. That's not a depopulate. That's just a consider. So I am going to do consider. I'll put this in my graveyard. So I saw a forest and I drew another land. Okay, well, good game. So yeah, so I'm gonna just put, I don't even know. See what my next 4 cards were. Yeah, no, it wouldn't have mattered. So yeah, so he's gonna swing with everything. Like this, you know, if I had a sideboard, I would sideboard, you know, 2 more depopulates, and you know, just to make sure I have those up, because like the longer the game lasts, the more like the bigger my creatures get, and so and he didn't seem like he had a ton of destruction. Really, it's just how his board was threatening, and so I had to like try to slow him down. And so we'll play one more. Like I said, I think the peripherate would have been a lot better to try to put in here. I'm probably going to try to play with this deck more and change it and put that in there, just because, you know, I really like playing this deck, and so I think it's good. I think, you know, adding onto it would be good. So I started with 2 lands, 1 plains, 1 island, 2 spirit companion, consider, broker, and Wern. I'm going to keep it because it's really good for the starting hand. Play my island first into consider, and then play with plains into my spirited companion. Play my island. I go first, so let him. I'm gonna go into his turn and then do my consider. He played a forest. That's gonna be his turn. I play my consider. I would much rather have a green card than Armored Skateboarder, because I want to be able to play them anyways. So I play my plains into a Spirited Companion. So my consider, I put down an Armored Skateboarder, and my Spirit Companion gave me a Sarah Paragon for the draw. All right, that's perfect. I drew an island, which will give me my broker's ascendancy. And I will attack with my 1/1 Spirited Companion. He played a mountain last turn, and so it's the top of his turn. Then he played a plains. And then he played a enchantment onto his land that gives him an Incubate 2. And then he adds an additional mana onto that land when he taps it. Okay, so I have 4 mana. I'm actually going to play Jace for no cancel. Darn it. Yeah, just play Sarah Paragon. And then I'll attack with that. So I played cast 4. It's because I played Sarah, even though I'd probably better play Jace, just because or Warren, because I didn't have, I would have 1 mana open, I wouldn't have anything to do with it. And so now I'm gonna play Yanjo, Sea of the Empire. They played a Sky Strike officer and a Spara's headquarters last turn. Skystrike Officer, when attacks, create 1/1 colorless soldier token, and then tap 3 untap soldiers and control, draw a card. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Armored Scapegoater from the graveyard. I screwed up. Okay, well, whatever. I'll play Jace as completed. So I'm going to -3, -0 him, and then I'm going to swing with all, or with my 2 creatures. He's not going to block. So the +1 on Jace gives Skystrike Officer -3, -0, and so he can't swing. Well, he can attack, but he can't do damage. He played a big score, discard a card, draw 2 cards, and create 2 treasure tokens, and then played a Sherald the Apocalypse. So he's going to swing at my Jace, do no damage. I'm going to go ahead and draw. Resolve. I'll play. Actually, let's play Spirited Companion. Yeah. Even though I'm gonna draw a card. I'll take 2. Okay, that works. Draw Faithful Absence him. And then that's still gonna trigger, but you know, it's alright. Then I'll play my Spar's Headcore for my land, because I totally thought that I already played the land this turn. Alright, I'm actually going to -2 and draw cards. So he got rid of some stuff. And then I'm going to hit next. I'm going to swing my Sarah Paragon and my Spirited Companion, see if he blocks with it, because it's a 4/4. Yep, he blocks with this, so I'm getting rid of his soldier tokens, which is good because I need to keep the pressure on as far as doing that. And so when I tap my armored dude, he got rid of an Elder Sherald's Edict and a Linward Loam Speaker and a Forest. He played Sunfall, exile all creatures, X pay X, where X is the number of creatures exiled this way. So he's going to get 5? Yep. Which that's not the most terrible thing to happen right now, but we'll see. He's going to incubate his the Phyrexian thing, and it's a 2/2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm gonna play a Wurn, and I'm going to play Steel Seraph. I could have played it for its big cost, but I felt like it would be more beneficial to do it this way. I'm going to -3, -0 the little creature thing, and then I'm going to -2 put a permanent in my hand, which is going to Broker's Ascendancy.
Has not abandoned me.
Steel Seraph triggers, Broken Ascendancy triggers. Summoning Sickness on the Steel Seraph, so it doesn't do anything. He played a Swamp. This is a 5-color deck, so he doesn't have blue. He has the rest of the colors though. They played a Rona Herald of the Invasion. They're going to transform it. Whenever source deals damage to Rona, exile this card from their hand at random. If it's a land card, you may put it on the battlefield under control. Otherwise, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. Okay. So I'm going to play Berger's Ascendancy. And then let's see. I'm going to -3 this thing.
You can be made to obey.
And then Make a 3/3 hexproof creature.
My voice beckons to all worlds.
And then I will swing with. Oh, I will swing with the. The land because it has vigilance. And I will get. Oh yeah, that's right. I totally forgot. I should have did that before. I screwed up. Oh, they got rid of my Jace. That's alright. I'll be able to play him. So I screwed up. I swung. They blocked with their transformed Rona. It exiled one of the cards in my hand. And they got a Jace. They couldn't trigger it because he doesn't have flash or anything, so he's still able to be cast. But he couldn't do anything, which is alright. It's still on the board, which is good. They have 5 health, I have 17 health. They played a Sherold Dread. When it enters the battlefield, each person sacrifice a non-token creature or planeswalker. Exile. Okay, turn it back. So if they pay 5, 4/1 black, they transform it. And then for each opponent, destroy up to 1 target creature or planeswalker that player controls. Let's go ahead and do. Yeah, let's make it hard for them. So I'm going to destroy an angel. They're going to choose between my 2 planeswalkers or my land, which I doubt they'll choose my land, but you know, who knows? Or can they transform it? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they have 5. They milled my deck. They got 2 lands and a Fateful Absence. I don't know what they're trying to do with their deck, honestly. Okay. I'm going to Otara Soaring City. I'm going to bounce his Jace. How many cards do they have? They have 40? Okay, that's not enough to mill him to death. So I'm going to Sheoldred their thing. They had enough to transform. I don't know why they didn't do last turn, but you know, I don't know. I'm actually going to mill 3 cards, put one of them to my hand.
Search past the walls
I have 2 brokers, so I'm gonna put a Teferi in my hand, and then I'm going to minus them as well and have them mill cards and then draw a card.
I know where to find all the.
Alright, cool. And then I play a land. Good to go. They're going to sacrifice their clue and draw a card. They have 5 health. I have 17 health. They have 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 8 lands, 2 treasures, 1 incubator thing. Which they're probably going to transform this turn because it'd be a 5/5, which would be strong. But I have 7 lands, 2 Broker's Ascendancy, 8 Ascendancy, and then a Jace and a Wyrn. So they have 5 cards in hand. I have 2 cards in hand. They know both my cards. They're gonna play a Gwen of Gaia. Okay, they're gonna kill the Jace.
In time,
Understandable.
all will witness Phyrexia's truth.
I'm gonna play a Teferi.
Don't feel
Create a
bad
2/2.
for lose. Quite a tough opponent.
I'll play land for turn, which is the Biju whatever, and then I'll play my other Jace as completed. Alright, so Jace
I will keep watch.
is going to -3. Jace is going to -3 this dude, and then Wern is going to have me draw a card. Or no, I was not drawing, it's just milling, I forgot. Oh well.
Forget the mission.
So basically they're going to have to be kind of weird about their attacks. I have a 4/4 spirit, so I'll be able to kill something. And so okay, now it's getting interesting. So they played Ura, Brask, Heretic, Predator. Basically has haste. And they played Elish Norn. And then they're swinging. So far, they're swinging 2 at my Teferi, 3 at my Teferi. Okay, so this one's going to Wern. So if I block one of them, other 2 can kill Teferi. So we're going to go ahead and block the one Phyrexian.
No setbacks next time.
Okay, well this is interesting. So I will Urza's. I'm going to activate loyalty abilities twice. So I'm going to create a thing, and then I'm Urza's Saga 3. Wern, I made a I plussed her, I think it's a her. I plussed it to get it to 7. I'm going to -7. I could cast permanents from my graveyard. And then I'm going to
This is how we win.
cast something from my graveyard, which will probably be a Steel Seraph. Yeah. And then we'll play another land from my... Can I do anything else? I can't. Alright, I should... Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to minus... its strongest creatures so that they're basically gonna do no damage.
Organic minds are easily quelled.
I'm gonna swing out with my 4/4. I probably could have played it a little bit better, but it's alright. He has vigilance, so he doesn't tap, and I gave him flying, so they're down to 1. I'm at 15. They basically have this turn to do something with their stuff, or it's over. They have a ton of land. They're all swinging at Chase. I'm gonna go ahead and let them have it.
What you're thinking won't work.
Oh my god, Jason's still alive. They played Urza's Many Journeys and a Sunfall. Oh, okay. I thought they were just being goofy, so that's why I let it happen. Okay, I'm gonna play Urza's again. Actually, let's put right here, and then we'll put this back. So I Urza's, Tamio's going to be next. I'm going to reveal it so I could draw it. Okay, and then I'm going to play a planes from my... I can't really see everything that I'm doing. I can't really see correctly. So I have no idea what's what.
Be swift.
I'm
We
going
haven't
to
much time.
-3, Smith 0, or +1's Jace to -3 just for the +1.
You can be
Plus the Urza to get my little my 3/3, and I'm gonna
voice
swing for a 3.
beckons to all worlds.
Oh yeah, you can transform that. I totally forgot. Oh no! I'm misplaying because I'm like totally thinking it's over, but it's not. Okay, he's trying to make it back. Okay, so he's playing for real, and so I need to stop messing up. Yeah, so plus 7/7, that would give me a 3/3
My stamina withers.
and all that, which it's my turn. The Urza triggers. I put a Planeswalker from my hand onto the battlefield. I'm going to play a land for turn, and then I'm going to play my Wurn back. And then I'll play a Teferi. Basically, this is going to stay tapped for forever. I'm going to create a 3/3. I'm going to have him mill a bunch of cards, draw a card,
No secret escapes my grasp.
and then I'm going to create a 2/2 guy. I'm going to swing with my land. My broken ascendancy triggers. I thought I only had 2 of them. I might have 3. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have only 2, but it said that triggers. Yeah, okay, trigger twice. I don't know what is going on here. Okay. They surrendered. Basically, I would have created a fly, or the Steel Seraph would create a flyer, right? I have a Steel Seraph in here. Yeah, right there. Steel Seraph into the Teferi, or the Spirit of Teferi thing, and then that would be game. But that's pretty fun. I think I let him get away with a lot just because I thought he was just like messing around. Because like when I play and I know I lost, I start swinging with like weird stuff, like throwing everything, like throwing like my 1/1 at his Planeswalker or whatever. But I think he was actually trying to kill it, and so. But yeah, that was fun. I think, let's see, where's that creature? What's it called? It's a blue. I think it's a 1-drop, wasn't it? It's either March on the Machine or Phyrexian. Proliferate. Pretty sure it's a 1-drop, wasn't it? No, it's a T, so it'd be in the back. No, it starts with TH. Okay, I get it. Advanced search. Leave me alone. It's like Thumbing Bird or something like that. Thumbing Bird, yeah, right here. It's a 2-drop. So yeah, that'd be good. Ooh, what's this? Chrome Host Speed Shark. Wow. Create cast a non-creature spell. Huh. Interesting. That would be pretty good. It's just that the thing is that if I'm not spending my mana on my main cards, I'm spending my mana on that, and so that's when it's not a good idea. It'd be crazy if this was draw a card. That'd be nice. So what I would do, see, is there, I feel like there's a really good one drop that I haven't seen of. Let's see, there's no way there's a mythic rare, right? Okay, that's the only one. What about just rare? Oh, I guess that'd be pretty good. Target copy target is probably okay. All right. Well, that's my game. I think I'll just keep looking at stuff. But yeah. Let me know what you guys think. I think Planeswalkers, are fun. I love this card. There's a lot of similar cards to it, but this card for some reason is fun to me just because for the loyalty of Planeswalkers. But I think the Planeswalkers decks are strong. And I feel like it can be competitive. You're gonna basically what they're gonna do is if you try to play Planeswalkers, they're gonna sideboard a bunch of Faithful Absence or just permanent removal. But if they're a creature, you just put in a bunch of depopulate, and if if their board becomes bigger than yours, then you just depopulate, and you will have Planeswalkers on the boards, and they won't, unless usually because this is a Planeswalker deck, and so hopefully that will kind of start trickling into being getting into the late game, and then you'll eventually win. But we'll see. But anyways, yep, every Wednesday. I know today I did a little late. 3:30 to 5 o'clock is when I usually try to do this. Lately I've been having an issue because of personal reasons. But yeah, this will be on the podcast. It'll be on YouTube, on all the different systems and places. So it's MTGA Scurry Pop. Let me know what you guys think, and you guys have a good day. This is Thanks Rooster signing out. Peace.